I don't know what I'll call this video. Something stupid, probably. But I was reading HuffPo's infamous article. Well, I assume it'll be infamous. I've seen it reposted a lot. What white women can learn from Adele's Grammys speech. And I was interested. I was like, wait, Adele made a speech about racism and stuff? I never pictured Adele as being you know, that level of regressive, but so, if you don't know, during the Grammy Awards, Adele's 25 album was named Album of the Year, and apparently a lot of people were very upset, and they felt that Beyonce had been robbed of the honor. Well, it turns out, according to the article, Adele was one of those people. Quote, I cannot possibly accept this award, and I'm very humbled and grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album, to me, the Lemonade album, was so monumental. Beyonce, Adele said, later addressing Bey directly and acknowledging that Lemonade was created first and foremost for black women. Quote, you are our light, and the way that you made me and my friends feel, the way you made my black friends feel, is empowering. You make them stand up for themselves, and I love you. Always have, and I always will. Backstage, Adele was a bit more explicit in her critique of a voting body that could not bring itself to honor even the most above and beyond exceptional work of a black woman. Parentheses, the last black female artist to win Album of the Year was Lauryn Hill in 1999, and Beyonce, the most nominated female artist of all time, has now lost out on Album of the Year on 3 separate occasions to 3 white artists, has now lost out. So they're making it sound like there's like a runner-up award, or there's like, oh, she would have gotten it, but these white people got it instead. Like, there's people on a board sitting there going, guys, Beyonce's up this year. Again? Yeah, I know. Can she stop making music people likes? Apparently not. I didn't know black people were that talented. Well, surely there's got to be a white person that's as good as her. Well, this year we have Adele. Well, everybody liked Hello. And Adele is a really fine actress, or singer. So, yeah, we'll, I mean, man, do we have to, I mean, really, Beyonce? Really? I don't know, it's just that language. It's like, she would have gotten the Album of the Year, but it was taken from her to 3 white artists who by no means deserved it as much as she did. This sounds like the Leonardo DiCaprio debacle, where everybody's making jokes and memes about how he doesn't have an award yet there's, like, some moral supremacy and race stuff mixed in. Everyone was like, come on, Leo does some really good stuff. He deserves an award. And I'm sure there were people getting really frustrated. But nobody was like, Leo deserves an award. And he especially deserves an award. It's like, oh, you know what? I bet it's his beard. No, it's his ethnic background. They won't give him an award because of his ethnic background. He's not pure enough. I don't know. It's just, nobody makes that argument because he's a white guy. They assume that he didn't get it because some other mistake. But when Beyonce doesn't get it, it's almost like, doesn't that seem kind of degrading? Like, it's like, oh, you would have gotten this award, Beyonce, but you're black, so you didn't. And that sucks. And it's like, oh, Adele, you only got this award because you were white. I mean, do we have to make this about race? Can we not make this about, I don't know, the people versus the Grammys board? Adele reportedly told the press backstage, my album of the year is Lemonade. For her to make such relevant music for that long of a period, I feel the need. It was her time to win. What the blank does she have to do to win album of the year? It was another side of her. Obviously, the visual is very new, and the Grammys are very traditional. But this year, I thought would be the year they would go with the tide. Of course, I'm very grateful to have won it, but I love her. I felt she was more than worthy, and that's pretty much it. The implied answer to Adele's rhetorical question is simple. Be white and make music that is both commercially successful and does not force the listener to question white supremacy. I've not listened to Lemonade. I'm by no means interested in listening to Lemonade. But I think I would actually much rather listen to music that makes me question other aspects of society than because white supremacy doesn't make up a large aspect of my society. I don't know what world you're living in, but I don't see a bunch of neo-Nazi white supremacists running around going, man, black people really suck. I mean, they just suck. Gosh, those black people, man, always getting us down. Not feeling it. Not seeing it. And then there's a tweet further on down the... Oh, I missed it, didn't I? Did I miss it? No, the tweet was like the best part of the whole article. Did I? Oh, crud. I'm sorry, I have to reload the article. Oh, yeah. Do not force the listener to question white supremacy. It's like, this narrative always becomes about white supremacy. White supremacy. It's like, no, this seems like it's an issue of the board or whoever determines ultimately the Grammys. It seems like it's an issue there. So if you want to claim racism and white supremacy, get upset at the board. Don't get mad at the world and make this about the world's problem. There's no evidence to suggest that Beyonce not getting the Grammy is white supremacy or systemic race or whatever bullcrap you want to slap the label on. Again, it's almost like, racism is not your... It's not your excuse. It's not your whipping boy. You don't just get to say, racism, that's the problem, and we need all you white people to fix it. Like, no, it seems like that's an issue with the board and their decision-making process, or they're really, really traditional, and Beyonce's album was really, really not. Shelby Knox tweeted out, fellow white women, we should take notes from Adele. A black woman did better work, arguably. Racism robbed her of her recognition, arguably. Call it out. But yeah, racism robbed her of her recognition. No, the board did. Is this the same? It's the Grammys, right? Or is the Oscars? I don't really keep up. But like, what's the Leonardo DiCaprio deal? Like, I don't remember people writing articles about going, it's because of his ethnic background. And it's his roles. They're not traditional. But we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is his ethnic background. Like, if these were two white people, we'd be going, dude, what's the deal? This guy made some awesome music. Yes, this person made some music that was really kind of wild and outside of the norm, and it's not very traditional at all. But, they made good stuff. But instead, people are going, well, Adele is white, and Beyonce is black, and she obviously didn't get the award because of racism. Like, this is the world we're living in, where it's like people aren't even willing to talk about, they're not even willing to talk about merits. What makes Beyonce's album great? And music is music is really subjective, but what makes it so awesome? What makes it so fan-flipping-tastic that it deserves a Grammy over Adele's "Hello from the Other Side"? I'm not even going to argue Adele's better than Beyonce or whatever, because I don't have enough musical knowledge in either of those characters. But it's like, why do you have to make everything about race? Why can't it for once just be, gosh, I really wish the Grammys would have, nominated somebody we all felt deserved it, because their album was it was good, it was experimental, it was a risk, and it was a good risk, and that should be rewarded. If people feel like it was a good risk, and that, it should be rewarded, fine. But you don't just go, well, you didn't give her an award because she's black, right? That's what it's all about. Maybe it's the visual is very new and the Grammys are very traditional. Maybe that has a little something to do with it. This is not systemic racism. This is not white supremacy. This is individual subcultural issues. Quit blaming it on all white people or white supremacy or whatever. You're making it sound like there's neo-Nazis, people are just signing up. Yeah, give me that swastika. Tattoo it on my back, bro.